Hi guys, Author Chanel Williams Curating here, and OMG, I've been meaning to go live in this group for a very long time, but I've been like extremely busy, so I haven't really had the time to necessarily do it. Um, but now is the time, okay? So this video, I wanted to talk about your why. And, as entrepreneurs, we all know the importance. We know that it's important to know why you're doing what you're doing. Like, what's your big reason? What is it that keeps you up at night? What is it that keeps you going when you all of a sudden lose the focus or you no longer feel like you have the drive to, push through to the other side? Like, what is it that keeps you afloat? What keeps you on that road to freedom, to financial freedom, to spiritual freedom, or to whatever type of freedom that you're looking for, time freedom, whatever it is? What keeps you on the path to that, right? So I wanted to talk about the why, because I think that a lot of people come up with reasons of why they want something. Me personally, I feel like there's a difference between someone who's very materialistic, someone who just wants things because they want the finer things out of life. You want the cars, the fancy cars, you want the fancy clothes, you want the fancy shoes, you want the top of the line electronics, or whatever the situation may be. That might be something that floats your boat, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's your thing, go for it, okay? But me, on the other hand, I'm more of I'm more of a people person. Like, I love to give back to other people. I love to help other people. I love to see other people win. And I love to have everything in place when it comes down to taking care of my family and making sure that they're good, not on a materialistic level, you guys, because at the end of the day, let's be real honest here. We know that whether we're here or not, the material things, they're gonna be there. Like, I mean, they're not going anywhere, right? But we only have one life to live, and we only, I always tell people, live it right, do what you have to do. But here's the deal. I really want to talk about the why, because I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and I was asking them about their why. Like, why do you want this? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you taking the necessary steps to have that financial freedom, or whatever it is that you're seeking? And their reason was because of their children. And I was like, okay, that's a great why. Many of us can definitely relate to that, right? So I'm thinking, okay, so you want to do this because of your kids. Why? And then their response was, because I want them to, not have to grow up the same way that I did. I don't want them to ever have to want or need for anything. And I said to myself, that's understandable. I feel the same exact way. Like, that's the reality. I feel the same exact way. But here's the deal. When they told me that, I said again, why? Now, understand this. I'm going to give you an example of why I said this, because I had a mentor I have a mentor who came to me one day, a while ago, and she asked me why did I, decide to do what I do? Why did I take this step? And I was like, well, because of my children. I said the same thing. And then she said, why? And I said, because I want them to live a better life. I don't want them to grow up the same way I did. These are typical answers. These are the answers that you're going to most likely hear when people talk about their kids and their upbringing and stuff like this. And she said, why? And then I had to dig a little bit deeper. Because, see, they say that your why is that thing that makes you cry. It's that thing that keeps you up in the middle of the night, and you should be so afraid to not do, or, to not have that success, than to be in a position where you're stagnated because you're not really giving yourself the full opportunity to live up to that potential. So in order to do that, you got to have a why that's so powerful that it will always make you push the reset button. Always, when you start feeling down in the dumps and low, it'll make you push that reset button. And when she asked me why for that, I started to think deeper into it. And here's the deal. something that some people don't know about me, I have 3 beautiful children. One of those, well, I have another addition, a 4th addition, but she's adopted. And my 3 biological children, my oldest son has a disability. And his disability requires more attention. And it's not that I can't give him that attention. However, it's very hard for me as a parent. It's very hard for me as someone who lacks, I guess, the necessary patience. And I would just be straight up with that. Like, my patience, you guys, sometimes it runs absolutely short, and his disability requires him to have extra services and stuff like that. And because he needs those services, it's like, I don't want to deprive him of a life that he can be living beyond, just because I didn't have the finances to be able to do it. Like, I don't want to put a strain on his way of life just because I couldn't afford to do it. And I feel that he shouldn't have to go through all of that. Like, he has a lot of stuff that's already stacked up against him. So why should he have to deal with all the extra stuff along with that, right? And especially if you know that there's a way for you to prevent, things from happening, then why would you not take the initiative to do it? And this is my child. I'm not going to be here forever. And I don't want my daughter to have to carry on the burden to have to take care of him. I don't want my son, my youngest son, to have to carry on the burden of having to take care of him. He should be able to be independent just as well as my other 2. So for me, it's like, my why is so much bigger than just, I want them to grow up different from how I did. Because when we think about that, when you attach your why to something that's materialistic, it doesn't last long. Because then in your mind, you start thinking to yourself, well, maybe I don't really need that car that I wanted so bad. Maybe I don't really have to have that house that I wanted so bad. Maybe, it was far-fetched anyway. Whatever. That's like the easiest way to kill every ounce of motivation that you have in you to go for whatever you want. But when your why is attached to something that really hits you emotionally, something that really takes you to the next level, like in your head, where you like, you know what, I can't. When you start thinking about giving up, you're thinking to yourself, man, why? Give up for what? I can't. When you make it a must to keep going and you don't get an option, that's when you know your why has taken you to a whole nother level. And that is your why. That is your reason. That is the reason why you have to do what you have to do. But when you attach that why to something materialistic, I guarantee you it'll fail you every single time. And you sit up there and you think to yourself why you didn't succeed in this business. Oh, phone fell. But you'll think to yourself why you didn't succeed in that business opportunity that you were going out for. You think to yourself and you wonder those questions. Like, I know so many people that literally hop from business to business to business to business only because they feel like they didn't have the necessary, the success that they thought, right? Expectations that they thought they were going to have in a particular company. And it's like you jump from business to business to business to business thinking that it was going to change all of a sudden, but it's not the company, it's you. It's not that the business didn't work. It's because you didn't work. And why didn't you work? You didn't work because your why wasn't even big enough. Like, you don't even know why you're doing what you're doing. You just know that you're out there trying to do something better. You just know that you're trying to take yourself to the next level, which I say trying, and that's instant because that's what you're trying to do, but it's just not working out for you. But when you attach your why to something that means the world to you, something that will take you, like something that is non-negotiable in your head, you got to get to that non-negotiable state. When nothing, don't matter what nobody say, you can't tell me, oh, this is not going to work. Why? Because my why said, yes, it will. My why says it's going to work. If I say it's going to work, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to put in the necessary time. I'm going to put in the necessary commitment. I'm going to make the necessary decisions that need to be made. Because even with anything that you do, if you don't make a decision to get it done, it's not going to get done. So my biggest thing is know why you're doing what you're doing. Make a decision. Make a decision that no matter what, you're going to stick to it. Don't walk away from it because you think that it's getting too hard. Nothing in life comes easy. And I guarantee you, if it came easy, you wouldn't even appreciate it. You wouldn't even have the same appreciation for it. You really won't. If it came easy, it'll be easy for you to walk away from it like, whatever, I can get it again. But when you sit there and you bust your ass off for whatever it is that you want, I guarantee you, you ain't gonna let that go. You're going to cherish it a bit more and you're going to feel more proud. You're going to know that I did this. I conquered. Like I pushed through all them hard times, man. There were times where I just wanted to sit in the corner and just cry my eyes out. But guess what? I thought about my why. And I knew that, you know what? No matter what, I'm not turning away. I'm about to stay focused. I'm on track. I'm going to keep pushing forward. This is what it is. Right? So all I'm saying, and every entrepreneur knows this, your why is the most important factor. It is the key to pushing you to the next level every single time. Once you try 99 times and you fall, your why is going to give you the strength to try 100 more. It's going to give you the strength to push reset on that and start all over again. But the moment you start attaching that why to something that's materialistic, I guarantee you it's not going to last that long. Unless you're a materialistic type of person. Me, however, I'm not. So materialistic about a house, a car, or whatever, it doesn't last long. It won't last long. So if you're going to say that your kids are your why, dig a little bit deeper. Because even though your kids can be your why, there are so many people out there, y'all, and I'm just being honest here. I'm just being honest. There are so many people out there who will say my kids are my why, but they'll still give up. Because clearly there's something that they missing. Like there's something that you're missing if you still give up, if your kids are your why. Why are your kids your why? Is there something that your kids need? Are they lacking something? And I'm not talking materialistic stuff. Do you really want to spend time with your kids? And do you really mean it when you say you really want to spend time with them? Do you really want to be able to put your kids through college and you really seriously want to do that? Because if you're serious about something and you really mean it and it really affects you like that and it really stirs up some emotions and some feelings in you and it really convicts you to that level, then there's absolutely no reason why you would give up. You would keep pushing. You would keep pressing on because you know. And then when you know you've seen other people in the business, they're doing it. You know, some already succeeded. Some have already surpassed where you're striving to get to. You know for a fact that it's possible. If it was possible for them, it's possible for you. Nothing is impossible. So all I'm saying, I make this video just to say, stick to your why. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Don't ever get sidetracked. People are always going to come around. They're going to always tell you what you can and can't do. They're going to always sit up here and tell you that, oh, that's not going to work. Whatever the situation may be. Man, listen, I can't tell you how many family and friends I had to throw to the side. Literally. I'm talking not like in a sense of, oh, I don't mess with you no more, but in a sense of, I don't got time for you right now. Because I have bigger and better things that I have to do. Not just for myself, but for my family, my immediate family, even you. I got things that I got to do for you because you pushing through, you making it, you getting to that next level. That can be that person's breakthrough. That can be their breakthrough. Because guess what? Y'all came from the same environment, the same place, grew up in the same household. You're giving them permission. You're giving them the opportunity to know that if she can do it or he can do it, I can too. So why can't I do it? You want to help somebody? You want to free somebody? You got to free yourself first. And that's the reality. Like, that's the reality of all of this, y'all. You have to free yourself first. So, know your why. Know why you're doing it while you're doing it. And I guarantee you it's going to take you to an entirely different level. You guys, I am author Chanel Williams Curitan. Yes, yes. You can follow me on Facebook at Chanel Curitan. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Chanel Curitan. I am on Snapchat. Don't really do it as much, but you can follow me on Snapchat at Chanel Curitan. And Periscope as well at Chanel Curitan. So, yeah. With that being said, you guys, I really pray that this video helps somebody, you know, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you know, if you're like someone who works a 9 to 5, if that's your thing, that's fine. But even if you're not an entrepreneur, that's absolutely fine. Like, this is still something that definitely can push you to the next level. You know, you have to know your why, and that's going to keep you focused in whatever it is that you're doing. So with that being said, again, guys, if you haven't gotten the book titled Almost Broken, The Secrets Within, I do donate to the victims of domestic violence abuse for every book that is sold. So definitely cop the book. Get it today. It's available on lulu.com. I would prefer you to go to lulu.com. However, if you decide to go to Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, online, it's sold everywhere internationally. So it doesn't matter where you go, wherever you shop for your books, just type in Almost Broken, The Secrets Within, and it'll come up. And you know, that's it. But thank you guys for, you know, chiming in and watching this video, or taking the time out of your schedule to watch this video. And you guys have a super fantastic day. If you are anyone who decides that, you know what, I want to work with her, I want to become a part of the team, well, definitely inbox me, you guys. I am here again. Just inbox me, send me a friend request, all that good stuff, and let's link up, let's connect, let's make some things happen. Let's take you and your family to a whole nother level, and let's create that generational wealth. You know how we do it. Okay, it gets real around these parts. Okay, but anyway, I gotta go, you guys. I gotta get ready for my next meeting, so we'll talk. See you later. Peace.